Hi, I'm Dr. Druv and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a channel not on medicine, but on all the other aspects needed to live our medicine lives. Today we're going to be talking about the concept of passive cash flow, which is very different from passive capital appreciation or passive wealth accumulation. Passive cash flow essentially means that you are receiving an income like experience. So we're going to talk about what is passive cash flow, why it's important, and how one could go about achieving it as a high income earner, specifically as a physician. So passive cash flow is the income that you receive without actively working for it. This can include rental income from properties, dividends from stocks, or interest from bonds. It's important to note that passive cash flow is different from active income, which is the income that you receive from working, such as your salary as a physician. Now, I must say that even though it has the word passive cash flow, and I suppose if you were to invest into a debt fund or a REIT, for example, you essentially give your capital or invest your capital and you would get passive income either quarterly, monthly, or once a year. And so that would be truly like a passive cash flow. But having said that, the word passive is kind of like a misnomer because an extensive amount of due diligence should go about before it is truly passive. And in addition, one has to work quite a bit in our active income to transfer that money to produce passive cash flow, so to speak. So the word passive, it does become passive in the long run, but you do have to put in the time and effort into creating that income or cash flow. Now, why is it important for physicians? Well, it can provide a source of income that is not dependent on your active income from your job. So COVID has taught us that, our OR times could be reduced or patients may not be able to access us and we have to provide virtual care. And so we may have different sources or different levels of income and even have a drop in our income. And so we need to have redundancies, diversification, or safety, whatever you want to call it. And so these other sources of income, like rental properties or dividends from stocks, can help us achieve our financial goals or incomes that we wanted and maintain our lifestyle. This can be easily beneficial for doctors who are nearing retirement and looking for ways to supplement their income. Passive cash flow can also help to reduce financial stress as it can provide a consistent source of income that can be used to cover expenses. So go back to the video on financial levels that we covered where we talk about how level 1, 2, and 3, you basically are receiving more passive cash flow to be able to pay for your expenses. And so how does one go about increasing their passive cash flow? Well, one way is by investing in rental properties, which is the most common method routinely used by physicians around this world for, I suppose, years. But there are other strategies as well, other than rental income, that can be used to, build wealth, so to speak. So these include dividend-paying stocks, dividend-paying bonds, stock options, high income fund ETFs, as well as any kind of active business that can be then providing passive income to you. There are also debt funds, various real estate strategies, various stock market cash flowing strategies, and also other alternative investment classes like oil and gas that can also be used to create passive cash flow. You can also provide consultation or build a business, a medical business, where you hire other physicians and they provide the service, and you're essentially charging a fee. That is also a form of passive cash flow. It's important to note that while passive cash flow can be a valuable tool, it's not a guaranteed source of income. There's always risk involved with investing. It's important to either, as I said, to do a lot of due diligence, whether you're doing this on your own and building the expertise and skill for yourself or your family, or you have an interest or a desire, or you need to consult with a financial advisor, and especially make sure that they have a philosophy of cash flow, as I would say the vast majority of financial advisors have a philosophy of passive wealth accumulation, which we'll cover in the next video. And you need to conduct your research before making any investment decisions. And so in conclusion, passive cash flow is the income that you receive without actively working for it. It's important for physicians to know about it and have multiple sources of income so that you're not dependent on your active income from your job. This can help reduce financial stress. and that's 5 minutes. And so we just to complete out the conclusion, there's various cash flow strategies. Rental property is the most common one, but there's dividend paying stocks, bonds, stock options, building businesses, and then kind of selling them off, which is more passive wealth accumulation, but in the short term they can provide essentially an entrepreneur type of a salary or a fee for providing that consultancy. You're not necessarily directly providing that service, but you are helping grow that business. And if all of these are complex topics, then your financial advisor can help you kind of build your passive cash flow. So hopefully you found this video informative in a world filled with information. A few action items. If you'd like to follow the exact frameworks used by affluent physicians to take back control of their time and money, then check out the link in the description below. I make these videos because my mission is to help fight burnout in 10,000 physicians across this globe. And I wish that someone was there holding my hand through this journey. Come and join my free community of like-minded physicians in my Facebook group, where we share cheat sheets, calculators, and everything in between to live the best medicine lives that we can. But thank you very much for listening. Thank you for doing what you're doing, helping out your patients, and I'll see you in the next episode.